We didn't get the jet that we prepared. We have a single prop, and we're going across the Atlantic. I'm sorry. I wrote a long speech, and it's the worst thing you can do, but if anything goes bad at any stage, I have Carl over there that's going to make a really ridiculous face. And when you get bored, he'll just do something terrible. So, what I wrote was basically an email to Sanjini and Morris, and maybe I should have just sent that email, but I'm going to read that email to you now. Good evening, everyone. This is the start of the email. How about that drive-in? Guess that's why they call it Sin City. No? Okay. Okay, that's a quote from The Hangover. Okay, we will check it out. Okay, let the first of my tributes to Morris be on his spectacular look in marrying what we can all agree is a singularly stunning lady. Sanjini, we have met for the first time this week, and I look forward to knowing you in the very many happy years to come. So, I'm Colin Smith. I'm Morris's auspicious choice for best man. Morris and I have been friends for 23 years. Oh. Since we met in Chanel College as fresh-faced young lads, Morris has clearly maintained his cherubesque looks. Alas, acid rain had a different effect on my face. We were friendly acquaintances at the start of our time there, and as years passed, unquestionably, we became the best of friends. Best friends for life. BFFLs, I'm coining that. Don't worry, there will be jokes with broader appeal throughout this dictation, including a musical number and all that. So, it has been nothing but an honour and a pleasure for me to be his best friend through all these years, and today marks probably my greatest honour yet. Being a best man to someone marks a defining moment in a friendship. The groom, I call him that in his context with Sanjini, not his relationship with me, gets to honour his friend with the responsibility, and I as the friend get the opportunity to fulfil a tremendous duty. My ego also gets the opportunity to build an extension onto itself, you know, replete with like a glass conservatory, fully air-conditioned, the whole thing, in the knowledge that I was chosen above all his worthy candidates, you know, all his friends. Yeah. It's a good moment. Yeah, finally, alas, every friendship has its ups and downs, and lest we forget, there is the chance for me to make a friend sweat in anticipation of embarrassing stories retold, some maybe even for the first time. But it's in the rules and I'm allowed. And if you know me at all, which maybe few of you do, but you wouldn't be surprised that I risked the tone of the entire day just for one low blow. Anyway, as our school years progressed, our group of friends really turned out to be a tremendous band, and we were very lucky. We had so many wonderful and diverse characters and truly decent fellas. Of all those guys, Brian is here with us. Where's Brian? Brian is here with us today. He would have been joined by the other Colin, the sensible one, but alas, in a freak case of mistaking his own identity, he forgot which Colin he was and overlooked a visa issue and sadly could not travel to the wedding, something which is decidedly a this Colin thing to do. Ours was a pretty working class school, by and large, with the exception of me being posh from Malahide. I had duck confit for snacks every now and then. Besides being diverse from each other, I mean our group of friends, besides being diverse from each other individually, as a group we were kind of outsiders also. We were drawn to each other by being kids who were a little more sensitive, being into art, music, etc. Don't get me wrong, we were still teenage boys with all that entails, but we weren't competing against each other in the see who can stay conscious the longest while we run headfirst into a brick wall contest, or the this is true, by the way, this second contest is very real and you should be afraid. Never send your kids to Chanel College, not that that's a danger here. But the second contest this was like a multiple choice kind of a contest. Which one of these devices in the boys' WC, the urinal, the toilet, or the hand basin, does number 2 go into? We all share terrific memories, of course, enormous laughter, but of true friendship, of loyalty and support through what are invariably tough years for any kid. No one more understanding, loyal or supportive than the man in question here. But let's tell one story. I don't know, should we tell this one? Yeah. So Morris and I, with several other kids that were selected to go on a trip to, we were like hand-picked, like as very good children. With some other kids from other schools, we got to like, when Europe was just getting together, they decided to, I've lost one, to represent, you know, Ireland in a pan-European kind of getting together, and so it was really lovely. There was nice weather, which was completely new to Irish folk, and but we got to go on a hike, and Morris has since explained that it's a question of water. I'll give you further context as I finish the story, but we took a hike through these wonderful Vosges mountains, and there I was, me and Morris, it was just like Huck and Tom Sawyer, and we were like, hey Morris, and we were just literally like clicking heels all the way through the Vosges mountains. Till one stage where Morris got tired, and he sat down by the side of this trek, and he took off his shoes, and all I heard was the bass section of an orchestra, just no violins, no violas, not even cellos, just the low grumbling of double bass, just as he took off his shoes. And I saw ferns wilt and whimper, and I could hear wildlife scuttle for the highlands, and there was like of birds just taking off. Morris's feet could make the Yeti cry. I mean, really, it's upsetting as it's coming to me now. Morris's feet, everybody. But he's since corrected that issue. He said that the German water was far better for him than the one he was used to in Ireland, and he literally does not have smelly feet anymore, which makes this story just have a happy ending, I guess. After secondary school, Morris attended NCAD to follow his true artistic destiny. He quickly took the opportunity to put together his artist's uniform of ill-fitting, ill-matching clothes. He also grew his hair into a long, beautiful, curly mane. He had hoped that his facial hair would have gotten the memo about the growth so as to help distinguish him as a man. Alas, he put so much effort into the mane that the face never caught up. And to this day, in fact. There is a photo from that time, when I was leaving to Italy to pursue music, of Morris and I standing together, and it looked, for real, like I was leaving my pretty wife for to go to war or like scarf school or something. Morris and I were to spend comparatively little time together in the few years to follow, and it is admittedly due to his skill as a friend that we remain BFFLs, TM, to this day. For everyone knows that I'm not famous for my upkeep of contact. Another tribute to Morris's friendship abilities, I think it's the high number of ex-girlfriends here tonight, everybody. Truly a tribute. Jane and Bettina, hi.